The war involving Iran has quickly become one of the most dangerous geopolitical crises of recent years. What appears on the surface as a military confrontation is actually the result of years of political tension, strategic rivalry, and deep mistrust between powerful nations. Today, the world is watching closely as airstrikes, missile launches, and military warnings continue to escalate across the Middle East. The conflict intensified when large-scale military strikes were launched against strategic locations inside Iran. Explosions were reported across several cities, including the capital Tehran, where military installations and defense facilities were targeted. Officials behind the operation claim the strikes are designed to weaken Iran's military capabilities and prevent future threats in the region. However, Iran has not remained silent. In response, missile and drone attacks have been launched toward Israel, triggering air defense systems and warning sirens across several Israeli regions. Military experts say these retaliatory strikes demonstrate Iran's ability to respond quickly and project power beyond its borders. Behind the explosions and headlines lies a deeper and more complex story. One of the most important issues fueling the conflict is Iran's nuclear program. For years, Western countries and Israel have feared that Iran could eventually develop nuclear weapons. Iran, however, insists that its nuclear program is intended only for peaceful energy and scientific purposes. This disagreement has created a cycle of sanctions, negotiations, threats, and now open confrontation. Another critical factor is regional influence. Over the past 2 decades, Iran has expanded its political and strategic influence in several Middle Eastern countries, including Syria, Iraq, and Lebanon. Supporters view this as a defensive strategy, while rivals see it as a growing challenge to the balance of power in the region. There is also an economic dimension that cannot be ignored. The Middle East is home to some of the world's most important oil reserves, and one of the most strategic shipping routes on Earth passes through the Strait of Hormuz. A significant portion of the world's oil supply travels through this narrow waterway every day. Any instability involving Iran raises fears that global energy supplies could be disrupted, sending oil prices higher and shaking international markets. The political reactions from world leaders have also been swift. Some governments have expressed support for military action, while others are urging diplomacy and restraint. Leaders such as Vladimir Putin have called for an immediate ceasefire and negotiations to prevent the crisis from turning into a full-scale regional war. Yet despite these calls for calm, the situation remains extremely tense. Military analysts warn that conflicts of this scale rarely end quickly. Even powerful military operations cannot easily change the political structure of a large and complex nation like Iran. For ordinary people living in the region, the war is not about strategy or geopolitics. It is about survival. Families are leaving their homes, cities are preparing emergency shelters, and communities are living under the constant fear of the next explosion or missile warning. History has shown that wars in the Middle East often reshape the political landscape far beyond the region itself. What is happening today may influence global alliances, energy markets, and international security for years to come. The coming weeks will determine whether diplomacy can still prevent further escalation, or whether the conflict will expand into something far more dangerous for the entire world.